there's one thing that I've wondered about since you've had many clients over 30 years now, that subconscious, that thread that lives through all these different lives, you notice sort of different personalities of people.
Yes, I have noticed that. And sometimes it's not very common, but it can even reflect in a slightly different lilt to the voice, or a lot depends on how much the person is remembering from an associated point of view. And by that I mean in that body, looking out through those eyes, reliving it that way, and how much the person is the dissociated observer watching the prior life self go through whatever that prior life self may be going through.
Well, I am excited that we're going to be talking today about these things because I just feel so fortunate to have known you and to have received the help I've got from you. Today, I am privileged and honored to have my hypnotherapist, Lynn Sparrow Christy, with me. She is a hypnotherapist life coach, a longtime presenter on topics related to spiritual growth. She has also written several books, as well as numerous home study courses and magazine articles on these topics. You can learn more about her work at accessyourpotential.net, and I've also put that link down below in the description.
Just as right now, every one of us is a personality, which is compared to the soul, superficial. And again, just like I don't mean ego to be a derogatory term, I don't mean personality, but the personality is in many ways only one step more permanent than the flesh that the soul takes on. So certain personality traits will carry through, but they may be, it can be kind of a mix and match. You may go back to another life, and the personality that you are there has some elements of the personality now, but other elements that are very, very different. And neither one is the real soul identity. They are part of the apparatus and the projection involved in having a life in the earth, in the flesh.
Well, that is certainly for sure. I mean, I have memories of having been a man a couple of times. Once a very violent man, a gay man. I've been an African woman. I've been,
Yeah,
very,
exactly.
very. Do you find, though, that when you're dealing with different people, that their core self is different? Are there differences, or are we in our, I don't know if the right word is core, in our depth, are we the same? Or do you find we're slightly different? What do you find?
I have to answer that theoretically rather than experientially, because I don't believe I have ever met anyone's core self, including my own. I think the core self is so deep, so beyond ordinary consciousness, that it is a rare thing for a person to really move into being the core self. My own, I have only touched on in a way that the minute the mind says, oh, there it is, it's gone. I don't think I've ever seen another person's core self. I am seeing different manifestations, but answering it theoretically, because I believe that we are all creating unique expressions of the divine, I would have to say that the core self is wonderfully, uniquely one's own, and becomes more so as we progress.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So you don't, from your experience, you can't tell how, as we are becoming more unique, and like you said, and paradoxically still the same, because we're all manifestations of the divine. That's not something though that you can discern just by looking at our past lives, how we handle those past lives, etc.
I have not felt that I could, no.
Okay.
Because
yeah.
when we're in a regression experience, what we're getting is the personality of that time.
Yeah.
And so that core self is something so much more magnificent, so much more powerful, so much. I think we have no idea just how immensely radiant and beautiful our core selves are.
Lynn, that is just a wonderful place for us to stop now, because I think I wanted to see us, some of us better or worse than others. And just, I wanted to have that kind of story. But actually, what you're saying, that you're not necessarily saying we're the same, but we're all radiantly wonderful. It takes so much judgment out of every single human being.
Yes.
You want to judge them all.
And again, there are, just as the body has an innate immune system that wants to reject certain things, we have that innate need almost to be evaluating good, bad, good, bad. So I'm not sure that it's even a desirable thing to turn that off, but I believe if we can temper it with, as it appears to me, this person is doing very bad things.
Yes.
But this is still a radiant, eternal soul doing this for reasons that I can't comprehend because I don't know that soul.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I can't look at someone doing something heinous and say that is a heinous act. It's the whole thing about separating the behavior from the essence of the person doing the behavior. So I can look at some cartel member who is gunning people down and say, that is absolutely heinous. And in my lesser self, that person's a piece of trash. My soul says, no, no, no. You see, we're always needing to be aware of our leap to condemnation.
That's great. Thank you so much, Lynn.
You're welcome, Carol Ann.
Yeah, it's just wonderful. And like I said earlier, now there's so many more things I want to talk with you about, but there was so much in this time today that I gained so much from
Terrific.
learning about it. And I know other people will also. So
Well,
thanks so much.
You're very welcome. It's been my pleasure.